Commission on Human and People's Rights, and I'm also the Special Rapporteur for Freedom of Expression and Access to Information. I would wish to thank DRIF and Paradigm Initiative for convening this forum this year. It gives me enormous pleasure to join in the 2024 edition of DRIF, a platform that contributes to discourse on digital rights and inclusion on the continent. The emergence of digital technologies and the impact on human and people's rights remains one of the least prioritized conversations on the continent at governance level. Decision-making bodies usually mainly focus on the prospect of economic value, but relegate the question of human rights and inclusion to the footnotes of these discussions. Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished participants, it is reassuring to see that civil society, academia, and all the key stakeholders represented here are playing a significant role to balance out human rights imperatives with the inevitable transformation towards a digital world. I urge you all to shift this conversation to the mainstream, to leave the policymakers and decision-making bodies with no option than to center human rights and inclusion when legislating or regulating digital transformation. I am also in the same vein pleased to note that there is a Ghanaian lawmaker amongst us today. I applaud him for joining in on these discussions and implore him to take back these issues to his colleagues. I also humbly ask the organizers of DRIF and Paradigm Initiative to try to ensure that next year we have ICT and information ministers, information regulators, data protection agencies, and other stakeholders represented at the next DRIF forum. What we discuss here is not only relevant to the extent that it gets to the ears that matter and agendas that are relevant. As you are all aware, digital transformation is currently taking center stage at the AU level, with many initiatives surrounding regulation and policy making. These include the implementation of the AU Digital Transformation Plan, the implementation of the AU Data Protection Framework, the drafting of the AU Conceptual Framework on the Continental Strategy for AI, the initiatives of the Office of the Legal Counsel on the application of international law to cyberspace, amongst others. It is important that you let your voices be heard by the African Union to ensure that human rights and inclusion remain at the center of the agenda. I cannot emphasize how important it is for you to aggressively engage with the Special Technical Committee on Science and Technologies, the STC on ICTs, the AU Department of Energy and Infrastructure, and the AU NEPAD High-Level Panel on Emerging Technologies, and the AU Working Group on AI. It's important to call for transparency and civil participation in all initiatives conducted with different. Importantly, it is exceedingly crucial to engage your ambassadors at the Permanent Representatives Committee in Addis so that they are the primary decision makers on the work that at the level of the African Commission, as I always say, my doors are always open, time and resources permitting. The team and I remain committed to deliver on your expectations as we pursue the common goal of digital rights and inclusion. While we may often end of criticism, more often than not, these are not justified. The support of everyone to get the work doing at the Commission. The of freedom of expression and access to information has been far less than what organizations spend for a single event. The special mechanisms that only themselves are incredible. Despite all these challenges, our special partners and your tireless advocacy, in the last quarter alone, we were able to achieve the adoption of 2 law instruments, on digital rights and inclusion. These comprise resolutions and surveillance in downs, as well as an assignment by the Commission to assess the level of implementation of the soft laws of a special mechanism. As ladies and gentlemen, our work is shaped by the discussions and output of brilliant platforms like these. I want to your ideas, your work plan, and invitations like these to our collaboration should transcend public. Let me reiterate once again that the special mechanism remains committed in hand with all of you to protect and promote digital and inclusion in Africa. I'm happy to be here today, and I'm very excited to follow the rich and diverse discussions that are on the program agenda. I remain at your disposal for any assistance that you may require. I wish you all a very successful digital rights inclusion program. Thank you.